Hello everyone, in this video I'll be sharing with you how to fully utilize the HTML editor. Adding images, inserting YouTube videos and other good stuff. So I'll be using the module, the Digital Learning Sandbox to showcase this. So head on over to the content area of your module. And okay, so let's go and create a new HTML document over here. Okay, so once you're in the HTML document, you would see this editor option here, and this is generally like any other word editor where you have the ability to change the format of your text over here. This will be heading 1, and as the numbers go larger, the size of the heading itself decreases, the size of the text decreases. So let's try heading 1 over here. And then heading 2, as you can see, the size is smaller. Next, heading 3, and so on. Generally for fonts, it's set to Lato as recommended, but sometimes Brightspace has the tendency to overwrite certain elements accidentally, and it might shift over to Verdana. So if you want your text to be fully in Lato or another font type, just select or press Ctrl A for all your text and then change it accordingly. And next over here we have the font size options. It's all preset. You can't type in like a number per se. Like if you want like a 13 pixel, you can't. You just have to follow this, unfortunately. And for other options over here, this one will be bold as per usual. You can use the shortcut keys Ctrl B, or I think for Mac users Command B if I'm not wrong. And likewise for italics. To italicize your text, Ctrl I over here. Oops, let me make this more visible. Here lies a piece of text. Okay, and let's change it up to 19 pixels. Okay, so to italicize, as you can see over here, and this is for underline, Ctrl U, or you can just click the icon over here. And if you click the icon, there's other options such as strike through. Select this, strike through, and you can superscript or subscript, which I think is useful for putting up accreditation to, let's say you have an image, you want to accredit the source. Yeah, you can use subscript or superscript. And this one is to change the font color of the text itself. So you just have to highlight the text and then select what color you want it to be. So pink. And if you have a particular color in mind, you can enter the hex code over here. And for this next part, like any text editor, you can shift the text to the left, flush it to the right, center it, or even justify. For over here, this one is the format painter, but because it is a bit buggy, so I tend not to use that. Okay, so if I want to copy the format of this text over here, I will click on this and then scroll over, and then it should follow suit. And if you want to revert back, you can just press Ctrl Z, which is backspace. Okay, next, for this icon over here, you can actually set your text to be a unordered list or an ordered list, or in this case a bulleted or numbered list. So let me show an example. Oops. Okay, select the text, click on this icon, and then there you have it. 1, 2, 3. And for bulleted, it'll be no numbers over here. And right over here, there's the indentation, which is over here. And you want to shift it, yeah, you can indent it further. Okay, now for the more interesting portion of this HTML editor. As you can see, this icon says insert stuff. So what you can do over here is you can actually insert YouTube videos, insert images from Flickr, insert the link, enter embed code. So if you click on insert a YouTube video, it's they will actually redirect to like a mini YouTube browser. We can, let's say, search for videos over here. So let's say I want to search for monkey eating bananas. Click search, and then it'll show you various videos from the search results. Let's say I want to click on this one. Oops, that redirects me to the video itself. Click next. It's denoted by a blue highlight on the video which you want, or the video which you have selected. So click next. Or here they'll show you a preview, and then click insert, and then your video will be here. And if you want to centralize your video, you can just highlight the video and then click on center. But the issue with this method of inserting YouTube videos is that when you search for the video itself, sometimes the search results might not show the video which you actually want. So there's actually another way, a better way to do this, which I feel which is so much easier, which is to use enter embed code. So assuming that you have the video which you want already selected, so you just have to go on to YouTube. Let's say this is the video I want, 8 steps to cinematic lighting. You just have to click on this share button over here, and then there's the option of embed, which is denoted by these 2 brackets over here, arrow brackets, or greater and less signs. So click on embed, and it looks a bit scary because of all the code, but don't worry. You just have to click copy. And if, let's say, you want to have your video set at a particular time, perhaps the video has an intro which is unnecessary, you can set it over here. Let's say I want it to set at 1 minute. Click on copy, and it should register that. So after copying, go back into your HTML editor, click on the insert stuff icon, and over here at the last option it says enter embed code. Click on that, and then press Ctrl V, and you have this string of text over here, and that is your YouTube video. Click on next and insert, and there you have it. Your YouTube video has been embedded within the HTML editor. Okay, for images, let's see, Flickr over here, it's the same thing. You can search on Flickr itself. There's a mini search option. Let's say I want a donut, and they'll show you images, various images of donuts over here. And let's say if I want this image, same thing, click on next, and depending on what text, what descriptive you want to give your text, you can enter it here. If not, you can say that it's decorative, and you can set the aspect ratio over here. And this is for accreditation. And then click on insert, and there you have your image right here. And lastly, you can insert links over here as well. Let's say I have a website that I want to go to. Let's just use this YouTube video again. Copy, paste the link. Oops, go back to the URL. Paste your URL here, click next, and then click insert. It should show up here as well. But because this is a YouTube video, it automatically registers and embeds it into the HTML editor itself. So another way to insert links, which I think is very useful, let's say you want to redirect your students to another piece of content within the module, you can select this option over here which says insert quick link. So click on that, And then you can see that there's various options where you can redirect your students to. If let's say you want to get them to head over to the assignment after reading this piece of text from the HTML editor, you can click on assignments. Over here, let's say submission of whatever this is, test assignment. And then this would be the link over here that will redirect them to the assignment. Or you can also redirect them to another piece of content, which is over here, content. And this references the content page area. And let's say I want them to jump over to this unit and head over to the quiz over here. So, and this thing will pop up. And next, let's say you want to insert an image from your desktop. Click on this icon over here. It's something like a picture. And there's 3 options. From your computer, it will be this one, the first one. And let's say if you have uploaded your image file into the file directory itself, click on course offering files, and you should be able to find your images located over here. And lastly, if you do not want to store an image on your computer or upload it, you can upload it by URL. Meaning to say you copy the address of the image itself and then put it here. Let's do an example of this. Head over to Google. Let's say I want an image of a donut again. Go to images. Let's say I want this image over here. I would right click this image, scroll all the way down to copy image address, and then head over back to this section over here, click URL, and then copy paste the URL address. And if all goes well, it should show me the image just now. I set it to decorative, and there you have it. One thing to note when placing images on the web is that you have to accredit the source of the image as well as the date where you have accessed the image. So you can do this by saying that by typing the text below the image. Let's say taken from, let's say this user google.com or something. Preferably you would want to insert the website where you got this image from, and then state the date of access due to copyright issues. Let's say today's 12th of May, and this would do. And another thing to note when sourcing images on the web is that because this is taken from another place on the internet, if let's say the owner of the image decides to take this image down, then your image will not be displayed over here. It'll be gone. So that's one thing to take note. Okay, moving on. After inserting images, you can see that there is this plus icon over here. Click this and there's a drop down of other things you can add in, which are an equation, which I will not go through in this video, a table, other attributes. This one I'm not too sure. Next, this one is, I think, would be fairly important to you when you want to section your text. This is just a horizontal line, which is a divider, as you can see over here. Let's say you have a header and you want to get the students to go into another piece of text. This would be a good tool to delineate where your content is. So this would be the horizontal line. So let's go into another portion, which is the table over here. So you can insert the table within your HTML editor, and you can do this by clicking and selecting the number of columns and rows which you want. So let's say I want to do a 3x3 table. Click on it and it appears over here. And if you want to merge cells, you can do so by selecting one of the options over here. I'm trying to figure out as well. Where is it? I think it's table properties. Advanced. Nope. Apologies, I'm still figuring out as we go along. Ah, yes. So it will be, you have to select the cells first. Let's say I want to select and merge this first row over here. I'll highlight this bunch of rows first. Go back over here to the plus sign. Head over to table. Click on cell. And then click on merge cell. And there you have it. The cells have been merged. Okay, another thing about tables is that if, let's say, you want to change the background colors, it'll be same thing. Highlight the cells which you want to change the color of. This will be the body of the table that I want to change. Head over to table again, and then click on cell properties now. Click on advanced, and click on background color. So if I want a light shade of yellow, click save, and this will reflect over here. Same thing if you want the header of the top row to be a different color. Select the cell itself, head over to table again, cell properties. Oops. Yeah, it's a bit clunky. Hold on a second, let me troubleshoot this. It's a bit clunky as I mentioned. And save. And let me change it to a different color. Oops. Table, cell properties. Let's change it to red. And there you have it. Okay, for the next few options, this one does nothing. It just cleans up your editor by removing some of the components, which I don't think is very useful, so we leave it as that. And this option here allows you to, let's say you have, I don't know, you want to enlarge your screen size of the HTML editor. You can do so by clicking on this option. It goes into full screen view, so you can have more view space. And this one checks for accessibility, but I don't think it's that relevant here. So we can skip this. This one just counts the number of tags you have here. And this would be the preview option. It shows you a preview of what the HTML page will look like. And lastly, this one is the source code. If you know a bit of coding, you can head in over to the source code to, let's say, change the font size to specifically the size that you want over here. Yep. And that's pretty much about it for using the HTML editor. And lastly, if you want to use the preset templates that Brightspace have, you can do so over here by clicking on select template and then selecting one of the options. Just play around and have a look and see what fits your needs, and you can just insert them over here. Let's say we want to have a meet your facilitator option. Click replace, and then you can see over here this will be the template. And if you can click on the image here, you can insert your image on its own to replace this placeholder here. Enter the text and then replace the logo as well. And once you're done, do remember to save periodically. And then once you're done, just click save and close. And that's about it for using the HTML editor. Okay, so this is the interface for the HTML editor. Now I'll be going through what it looks like when editing your quiz questions. So generally the interface is almost the same. I just want to highlight a few points that you should take note of. Let's go on to edit questions. So once you click on the question text over here, this is like the quiz interface for a particular question. So once you click on the question text over here, you can see that this would be the editor for the quiz. And similarly, it's a more compact version of the HTML editor. If you want to insert images within the quiz, you can do so by clicking on the plus icon over here, and it shows you insert image. It's not so intuitive, so you have to take note of this over here. So insert image, and then the same options will appear over here. And likewise, if you want to insert a video within the quiz, you can also do so by clicking on this icon here, which says insert stuff. And likewise, you can embed a YouTube video here, or you can search on their mini YouTube search option over here. Let's say I'll search for chickens, and click on this video, click on next, insert, and there you have it, the YouTube video within your quiz question over here. And so that's it for using the HTML editor on creating a HTML page, as well as how to go through and insert extra components in your quiz questions. Thank you for watching this video.